My mistress's eyes are nothing like the sun. Coral is far more red than her lips red. If snow be white, why then her breasts are dun. If hair be wires, black wires grow on her head. I have seen roses damasked red and white, but no such roses I see in her cheeks. And in some perfumes is there more delight than in the breath that from my mistress reeks. I love to hear her speak, yet well I know that music hath a far more pleasing sound. I grant I never saw a goddess go. My mistress, when she walks, treads on the ground. And yet, by heaven, I think my love as rare as any she belie with false compare.
Okay. With false compare.
False compare.
Okay, so my mistress' eyes are nothing like the sun.
Mm-hmm.
My mistress's eyes are nothing like the sun.
Yeah, I don't know why I keep doing that. Joe keeps telling me every time I do it, that's not it, it's mistress. I was like, yes, I know, and I keep doing it. It's weird.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's just so much more clearer if you say, my mistress's eyes are nothing like the sun. My mistress' eyes are nothing like the sun. Joe?
Yes?
Can we look up damask or damask? I believe it's damask.
Damask.
Oh, in terms of pronunciation?
Yeah.
Damask.
Well, it's funny because the way it scans, the stress is on the da. Damask.
Yes.
Damask. Oh, that's weird.
So it started off very good.
Damask.
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 Damask. That's what I thought.
Damask.
Damask.
Dam. Trocade. Dam. Damask.
Damask.
So, Chance, you know, you have a really good understanding of it. This time, well, just do it again. Do it again. It always, the first time is always a little constrained because, you know, the first time you're doing it.
Okay.
Try it again.
All right.
Try it again.
My mistress' eyes are nothing like the sun. Coral is far more red than her lips red.
Hold on. My mistress' eyes are nothing like the sun. Coral
Mhm.
is far more red than. So you said my mistress' eyes are nothing like the sun. Coral is far more red than her lips red. I think you need to start lower
Okay.
because to be way up there, coral is giving me the indication that you're going to describe how a tree fell on you and killed you. Person, like something really
Okay.
Try it again.
My mistress' eyes are nothing like the sun. Coral is far more red than her lips red. If snow be white, why then her breasts are dun. If hair be wires, black wires grow on her head.
Okay, hold on. Simplify it in. I mean, the comedic quality of it, the irony of it, the comedic sensibility will come of its own. I don't think you have to stress it. You have to bring it out in any particular way. It's almost better if you fight against it. My mistress' eyes are nothing like the sun. Nothing like the sun. Coral is far more red than her lips red. If snow be white, why then her breasts are dun. If hairs be wires, black wires grow on her head. I have seen roses damasked, red and white, but no such roses see I in her cheeks. And in some perfumes is there more delight than in the breath that from my mistress reeks. I love to hear her speak. So the comedy will take care of itself. So that's what I mean by simplify it. It's like, did you ever watch Jack Benny?
Yeah, he does exactly what you're doing.
Yeah, Jack Benny is he could do this. He could kill this. My mistress' eyes are nothing like the sun. Coral is far more red than her lips red. Right?
Yeah, it's pretty good.
So he would give time for the, so that's why simplify it in that way. Think of timing.
Yeah, that's what Joe's saying. Gotta use the timing a lot in this.
Yes. Try it.
Okay, yeah. My mistress's eyes are nothing like the sun.
Let's stay off the my.
Okay.
So clearly, my mistress' eyes.
Okay.
You either have to do an inversion or not. So if you're going to do my mistress' eyes, it cannot be my mistress. My mistress' eyes.
Yeah, no, it makes more sense to not emphasize the my.
Yes.
That makes
Okay.
more sense. Okay. My mistress' eyes are nothing like the sun. Coral is far more red than her lips red.
Let us, I would take a little breath after coral.
Coral. Okay.
Coral is far more red. So that we know what you're talking about.
Okay.
We get time to put it together, okay?
Okay.
Take it again from the top.
My mistress' eyes are nothing like the sun. Coral is far more red than her lips red. If snow be white, why then her breasts are dun. If hair be wires, black wires grow on her head.
Okay, good. Now you're getting there. Now make sure that you're containing it in such a way that I can hear the rhyme.
Yeah, that's the hard part. Okay.
Well, that will help you to keep it contained instead of kind of loose, right? It's almost so loose that it's running all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
Keep it constricted more.
Okay.
So that we can hear the rhyme.
Okay.
Okay.
My mistress' eyes are nothing like the sun. Coral is far more red than her lips red. If snow be white, why then her breasts are dun. If hair be wires, black wires grow on her head.
Okay, that was better.
I have seen
Sorry,
roses.
no, hold
Okay,
on.
sorry.
Okay, so you've got my mistress' eyes are nothing like the sun. Coral is far more red than her lips red. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Be specific. Make sure that we understand. I mean, so you've got this series of monosyllabic words. Coral, red, is far more red than her lips red.
Mm.
Coral is counterpointed to what?
Lips?
Her.
Oh, her.
Yeah.
Really?
Coral is far more red than her lips red.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
If snow be white, again, monosyllabic series. If snow be white, why then her breasts are done. If snow be white, why then... If snow be white, why then her breasts are done, right?
Mm-hmm.
Her breasts. If snow be white, why then her breasts. I mean, you could have said her feet, her knees, her elbows, her breasts. So it's a surprise.
Mm-hmm.
If snow be white, why then her breasts are done.
Yeah.
Okay?
Huh.
If hairs be wires, now we're getting into a rhythm. Black wires grow on her head. If hairs be wires, black wires grow on her head. If hairs be wires, black wires grow on her head. That's the way it would be in a perfect iambic pentameter, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you have a whole line here of monosyllabic words. If hairs be wires, black wires grow on her head.
Hmm.
So you can bend it, right?
Yeah, I still don't have an image of what that means. I keep hearing about how you can bend the monosyllabic, but it's still not clear to me how, like, what that actually means.
Well, the monosyllabic word, the monosyllabic series rhythm is bum 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 bum, right? And then depending on the text,
mm-hmm.
you vary the rhythm, you vary the pace, or bum 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 bum. And then if you have an inversion, it's bum 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 bum, and then you're back, and then you can go, you know.
Hmm.
So you have to be conscious of where the inversions are and where the monosyllabic series is, because that's what breaks the natural iambic pentameter line. So when you find an anomaly like that, then you naturally have to bend it because it's bent. If you try to keep it in the natural iambic pentameter rhythm, it's not going to work.
Because black is on the offbeat in the normal
Yes.
pentameter. So you have to
Yes.
break it.
Yeah, it's on the offbeat. Here, it's necessary. It's crucial. So it's right in the middle. If hairs be wires, black wires grow on her head. Right?
Yeah.
So sense is much more important. So sense is much more important than rhythm. But Shakespeare gives you so much, so many clues. So he places black right there, and black is in the middle of a whole line of monosyllabic words.
Yeah, this is actually what Joe went through in the class the other night, which I thought was pretty neat, because it seems like when you have these types of breaks in the iambic, it creates a little bit of confusion in the audience. It draws their attention to something. And so it's almost like he's giving you cues for what's important when he breaks the iambic on something.
Yes, I mean, Shakespeare has broken it for you. You're not breaking it. He's already done it. You just have to be aware of it. And then find out how it's to be employed, the most effective way to employ it. And there are different ways to do that. I mean, so if hairs be wires, black wires grow on her head. If hairs be wires, black wires grow on her head. If hairs be wires, black wires grow on her head. You just can't get so lost that we don't hear the rhyme with red, right?
Yeah, that's hard though, just by itself.
Some of them are harder. This is a hard. I mean, it seems like this is a very easy, simple sonnet, and it is easy to understand, but it's not so easy to express it.
Yeah.
When you're speaking it.
It was the rhyme that I kept. Is specifically this first quatrain where the rhyme on red and head was just really difficult.
Yeah, it is. It is. But again, that comes with as you get more and more. I mean, you've already made huge leaps. So being aware and dealing with these problems, like how do I keep red in the audience's mind so that they hear the rhyme when I say head. That's the challenge. My mistress' eyes are nothing like the sun. Coral is far more red than her lips red. If snow be white, why then her breasts are dun. If hairs be wires, black wires grow on her head. So, the main thing is that you don't get so lugubrious that the rhyme does not exist anymore.
Yeah.
Try it again.
Okay. My mistress' eyes are nothing like the sun. Coral is far more red than her lips red. If snow be white, why then her breasts are dun. If hair be wires, black wires grow on her head. I have seen roses damasked red and white, but no such roses I see in her cheeks. And in some perfumes is there more delight than in the breath that from my mistress reeks. I love to hear her speak, yet well I know that music hath a far more pleasing sound. I grant I never saw a goddess go. My mistress, when she walks, treads on the ground. And yet, by heaven, I think my love as rare as any she belie, with false compare.
Okay, so, much better. Remember, this couplet is the culmination. It's the turn. So, it totally negates everything that you've said before about your mistress.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, you said my mistress, when she walks, treads on the ground. Well, we know that you've been talking about your mistress, so you don't have to say my mistress.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
My mistress, when she walks, treads on the ground. And yet, by heaven, I think my love, as now he refers to her as his love instead of his mistress. I think my love as rare as any she belied. Or is he talking about her or that which he feels for her? The love he feels for her, or is he talking about her as his love?
I think he's talking about her.
And yet, by heaven, I think my love as rare as any she belied, with false compare.
Because he says she, it seems like he is referring to the mistress.
Now, what does he mean by as any she belied with false compare?
The image that I have is, that's the whole punchline to the whole joke, is that everything he said before is this comparison, you know, her eyes, nothing like the sun, snow, not her breast, you know, perfumes, not her breath. So he's comparing her to all these things, and he's saying that she's not any of this. But then in the end, he says that she's better than all of these things that she's compared to falsely. She belies these things. So the image that I have with that last line in the couplet, as any she belied with false compare, is any that she belied, because it seems like that's all she did with all these comparisons, is just failed to live up to the standard. She didn't quite compare in any way. She sort of just didn't meet up to it.
Yeah.
And then he says, with false compare at the very end, which is the qualification for everything he said before. It's all false. And
Okay, so
yeah.
Joe, can you look up belied?
Yep. Tell lies about, calumniate,
Sorry, what is
misrepresent.
it?
Tells lies about, calumniate, misrepresent.
What was the first thing that you said?
Tell lies about.
Tell lies about, okay.
Fill with lies. Yeah, misrepresent.
Calumniate, did you say?
And calumniate, yeah.
Okay, so
But then for
very existence. God. Could you read those again, Joe? Sorry.
tell lies about, calumniate, misrepresent, fill with lies.
So he seems to be saying that she, as she is, just by her being, makes those others, anybody else or any other love, false. Any other standard of beauty is false compared to his mistress as she is.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I mean?
Yeah. Yes, I think I understand that. I think the other part, one of the things that Joe pointed out is that during this time period there was a bunch of romantic poetry about how beautiful mistresses are, and they would compare them to all these things like stars and the heavens.
Yeah, sure.
So it seems like he's going after that in a funny way, especially at the couplet. It's like she's not like any of those things. She's better. She's more rare, it seems like.
But not only that, she makes them. She exposes their faults, the false quality of them. She exposes them. So it's like you have truth, and then you have a false truth. She's the truth. These others are. This truth is true. The others are a false truth. It seems to be what he's saying.
You mean like the other mistresses that supposedly do have eyes like the sun?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, calumniate, I just looked up that word in the dictionary. It means to make false and malicious, to make false and malicious statements about, or slander. So any she slanders
Yeah.
false comparison.
So it seems like her very existence calumniates all these other supposed beauties. So when you have false truth that's abounding, and then real truth shows up, you don't realize that you were worshiping something false till that which is real is there to compare. You see what I mean, Chance?
I think so.
I mean, it's kind of, it's a much more complex statement than you would think on the face of it.
Mm-hmm.
And yet, by heaven, I think my love as rare as any she belied with faults compare.
It's the other thing that's interesting, Robert, since you pointed out that he refers to it as my love and not my mistress, also opens it up that it's not about a mistress at all, but about his passion, the things he believes in,
Right.
versus what other people hold to be truth. So it may not be so much just simply about a mistress per se, as in terms of a woman.
Yes.
I
Yeah. Okay, so my woman doesn't necessarily inspire great poetry, but who she is far more rare, and is much more deserving of my love than all these other women that inspire this kind of hyperbolic poetry. That makes sense, Chad?
Yeah. I get the sense there's probably a little more you're trying to get at, but I think I understand what you're saying. Because it seems like it's more than just what he's talking about in that couplet, as much as I'm not really sure how to describe it. It just doesn't seem like it's something that comes out in the couplet that I have to communicate.
Yeah.
It's
well, I think that if you just have that in mind,
yeah.
that that he's pointing out the difference between a person that inspires love just by who she is rather than what she looks like or what people read into her beauty, or that her very existence is much more rare than any of these other beauties that you compared with her would seem to be this and that, and right, that have eyes like the sun, that have red coral lips, that have white snow white breasts. These are nothing compared to the woman that I actually love. This woman that I love. And I'm not sure. I'm not certain that my love refers to her.
Yeah, I guess I'm not so sure now either.
And it seems to be, and yet by heaven, I think my love as rare as any she belied. Oh, so false compare. It's like you're comparing two things. You're comparing Glass-Steagall with Dodd-Frank. And everybody's saying, oh, Dodd-Frank, yeah, that's the answer. And then when you say, no, well, what about Glass-Steagall? Then you realize what a piece of shit legislation Dodd-Frank actually is.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
So it's the false comparison. Oh yeah, this lady, she inspires poetry, but she's a fucking whore. And she's untruthful, and she lies, and she's no good for anybody. She makes men miserable. But my woman, this woman that I love, is really, really, worthy of any poetry that these other these other whores, these other ladies that are really in comparison nothing like my woman, this woman that I love.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I think that's why false compare is so important here.
Yeah.
Try the whole thing again.
Okay. My mistress' eyes are nothing like the sun. Coral is far more red than her lips red. If snow be white, why then her breasts are dun. If hair be wires, black wires grow on her head. I have seen roses damasked red and white, but no such roses I see in her cheeks. And in some perfumes is there more delight than in the breath that from my mistress reeks.
Hold on. First of all, I think it's really important that you say, but no such roses see I in her cheeks.
Oh, yes. Terrible. So ingrained.
But no such roses see I in her cheeks.
Mm.
You're inverting those two. So keep this.
I gotta try to simplify it more. I think that's part of it.
Yes.
I'm trying to compensate because I feel like it lacks energy. I'm trying to compensate.
And also there's a growing accumulation, right? There's this cumulative effect of how you're negating this woman. Yeah, my wife, she can't cook. She doesn't sew. She wrecks the car just about every time she takes it out. She overspends. She's forgetful. But she loves me more than any other woman has ever loved me before. Right? You build this cumulative effect of negative things, and then the turn will be that much more effective.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a build, there's a crescendo of negative things that you're pointing out.
Yeah, okay.
It doesn't say, yeah, my wife does this, my wife does that, my wife does that. It's like, my wife does this, oh, and she does that, oh, and then she does this.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck, and then she does, right? And then the turn.
You know what this sounds like? I'm just starting to get the image now. It actually sounds like a roast. That's kind of what it sounds like. And a good roast goes on longer than it needs to. It's always a little uncomfortable because it's like, okay, I get it. Kind of like the one that Colbert did to Bush. So,
No, I didn't see that.
Well, Colbert did this pretty serious roast towards the end of Bush's presidency.
Uh-huh.
And it kept going, and everybody in the audience was uncomfortable because it was funny at first, but he was getting more and more personal.
Also, because Bush was sitting 2 people over from him.
Yeah, and Bush was right next to him the whole time, so it was this uncomfort you got because he wouldn't let the tension go.
Right. Good. And so maybe it's a way to help you keep the tension is to visualize her next to you as you're talking about her to people. Right?
Mm-hmm.
She's standing there next to you. And everybody's been going, oh yeah, my wife, she's wonderful. And then it comes to you and says, well, right. So she's right there. She's listening to you right there. It's not like you're sitting down writing a letter to a friend that, you're going to send it in the mail and he's going to get it 2 weeks from now. No, it's immediate. She's listening to you right now.
Mm-hmm.
To a group of people that you're talking to. Okay?
Yeah.
Try it.
Okay. My mistress's eyes.
Start lower in your register.
Okay. My mistress' eyes are nothing like the sun. Coral is far more red.
Take a breath after coral.
Mm-hmm. My mistress' eyes are nothing like the sun. Coral is far more red than her lips red. If snow be white, why then her breasts are dun. If hairs be wires, black wires grow on her head. I have seen roses damasked red and white, but no such roses I see in her cheeks. But no such roses see I in her cheeks. And in some perfumes is there more delight than in the breath that from my mistress reeks. I love to hear her speak, yet well I know that music hath a far more pleasing sound. I grant I never saw a goddess go. My mistress, when she walks, treads on the ground. And yet, by heaven, I think my love as rare as any she belied with false compare.
Okay. It's getting there. Starting to get it.
Yeah. It's weird. It's like trying to win a fist fight by wearing out your opponent. You can't throw any punches. It's a weird feeling. Like, I want to like do something, but I just know I have to just keep it all in my head and get it out that way. It's like I'm trying to sit on myself to not do something silly, some kind of like slapstick thing. It's strange.
Well, what you have to keep in mind is that she's right there.
Yeah. Yeah.
She could walk out because you seem to be dissing her, right?
Mm-hmm.
But if you can just keep her there, which is why your intention has to be strong enough, keep her there because the payoff is coming. Because you're going to say, but yet I wouldn't change her for any of your asshole wives, right, or whatever. So keep the whole. Stay conscious of the whole.
Mm-hmm.
Don't get lost in the particulars. Okay?
Okay.
Remember, it's the particulars that make up the whole. It starts with the whole. Try it again.
Okay.
Drive it. Drive it.
Okay. My mistress' eyes are nothing like the sun.
So you're punching eyes. You're stressing it instead of inflecting it. And you don't really need to. When you say simplify it, the way to simplify it is just we know what eyes are. You're talking about a mistress. We know that, and it's yours. My mistress' eyes are nothing like the sun. Okay, so simplify it.
Okay.
All those things are easy to understand. They get hard to understand is when you try to make them do too much with them.
Okay. Yeah.
All right.
I'll try that. My mistress' eyes are nothing like the sun. Coral is far more red than her lips red. If snow be white, why then her breast.
It's too lugubrious. It's too relaxed, Chance.
Okay.
There's not a strong enough intention.
Yes.
So who is this lady? What does she really mean to you? And how is it that you're willing to have her turn around and slap you in front of everybody? It's because you have this wonderful thing that you're going to say to her.
Right. Okay.
So keep it going.
Okay. Okay.
Keep it going. Keep it moving.
Okay.
There's nothing really complex in the language. So don't make it more complex than it actually is.
Okay. Okay.
It's like saying, okay, this is too easy, so I'm going to do it like this. Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-bum. ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-bum. Right? And it really is ba-ba-ba-bum, ba-ba-ba-bum. You know, right? You don't deface the music as it's written by trying to make it too complex. Try it again.
Okay. My mistress' eyes are nothing like the sun. Coral is far more red than her lips red. If snow be white, why then her breasts are dun. If hair be wires, black wires grow on her head. I have seen roses damasked, red and white, but no such roses see I in her cheeks. And in some perfumes is there more delight than in the breath that from my mistress reeks. I love to hear her speak, yet well I know that music hath a far more pleasing sound. I grant I never saw a goddess go. My mistress, when she walks, treads on the ground. And yet, by heaven, I think my love as rare as any she belied with false compare.
Much better. False compare.
False compare.
Much better.
It felt much better.
Yeah, it's always so much easier when you simplify. Now, if you can do it in such a way. Okay, so how do you keep her there? How do you keep her from slapping you or walking away, right? It's your attitude. Everyone is, it's like a circle dance. Everybody has had their turn to talk about their girlfriend or their wife or their mistress. And they're all going, oh, this girl next to me, I want to tell you, she is the most fantastic this, and then the next time, no, but yeah, she's okay, but mine, you should. And so it comes to you, it's like the daughter in King Lear, Cordelia, right? How much do you love me? How much do you love me? I love you very much. But how much? I love you very much. But how much, right? What you're going to do is make it clear that this is that compared to her, this is all false compare. You're not going to go into hyperbole and bullshit. You're going to say the truth, and that is powerful. But how can you do it without having her? I mean, there's nothing really horrible that you say here, except in comparison to the other bullshit descriptions, right? My mistress' eyes are nothing like the sun. Coral is far more red than her lips red. If snow be white, why then her breasts are dun. If hairs be wires, black wires grow on her head. I have seen roses damasked, red and white, but no such roses see I in her cheeks. And in some perfumes is there more delight than in the breath that from my mistress reeks. I love to hear her speak, yet well I know that music hath a far more pleasing sound. I never saw a goddess go. My mistress, when she walks, treads on the ground. And yet, by heaven, I think my love as rare as any she belied with false compare. She's right there. You're holding her hand so she won't leave you, right?
Huh.
Try it again.
Okay.
Simplify it.
Okay.
But keep it moving. Don't get too lugubrious. Don't get too, keep it contained.
Okay.
And the only way that you can be aware of the whole is that you be aware of the whole. You be aware of your final resolution.
Mm-hmm.
There's a final resolution that I'm getting to. Okay?
Mm-hmm. Okay. My mistress' eyes are nothing like the sun. Coral is far more red than her lips red. If snow be white, why then her breasts are dun. If hair be wires, black wires grow on her head. I have seen roses damasked red and white, but no such roses see I in her cheeks. And in some perfumes is there more delight than in the breath that from my mistress reeks. I love to hear her speak, yet well I know that music hath a far more pleasing sound. I grant I never saw a goddess go. My mistress, when she walks, treads on the ground. And yet, by heaven, I think my love as rare as any she belied with false compare.
Okay. Okay, that's much better. Much better chance. But look,
Mm-hmm.
bring this back.
Okay.
Because it has a tendency to get a little lugubrious.
Lugubrious. Okay.
It has a tendency to get lost in the micro without keeping your eye on the macro always.
Yeah. Okay.
My mistress' eyes are nothing like the sun. Coral is far more red than her lips red. If snow be white, why then her breasts are dun. If hairs be wires, black wires grow on her head. I have seen roses damasked red and white, but no such roses see I in her cheeks. And in some perfumes is there more delight than in the breath that from my mistress reeks. I love to hear her speak, yet well I know that music hath a far more pleasing sound. I grant I never saw a goddess go. My mistress, when she walks, treads on the ground, and yet, by heaven, I think my love is rare as any she belied with false compare. I mean, that was completely understandable, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so that has a certain amount of value because it keeps the whole contained. Contained. You don't have to do it like that.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to. But this is written. This sonnet is easily understood. There isn't real complex language. So it's like, again, you don't have to do something to bum 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 bum. You don't have to do bum 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 bum, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's simpler. And so just drive it to the turn, to where the turn is, and then it will have the effect. Then you'll get that effect that is written into it, which is, that's beautiful. That is what he just said about this woman is 10 times more praise than the bullshit that the other people were spouting. but you've got to keep it contained.
Right.
Keep the whole in mind, which is what Lynn was talking about with Bach, specifically this last
Weekly report?
yes. That, yeah, you have all these things that make up the whole, but it's the whole. It's the one thought. Starts off with the one thought, the whole, and then you break it apart. Then you can break it apart to see what are the elements that make up the whole. But each element in it of itself doesn't really have much power unless it's connected to the whole. My mistress, I are nothing like the sun. Coral is far more red, right? That's bullshit. Get to the point. Get to the point. And that's what I mean.
Yeah.
So you're getting there. You're getting there.
Mm-hmm.
Stay with this. Just say it to yourself. Say it to yourself over and over.
Okay.
Until what is actually there, what it's actually saying is so ingrained in you that you can say it anywhere, anytime. Because it's much simpler. Yeah, and you got it simpler and simpler and simpler the more we worked on it. But it still gets a little lost in the detail here and there. Okay? So bring it back, Chad.
Okay. Yes, absolutely.
Okay, good.
Thank you, Robert.
Thank you. Good work.